Hello and welcome back to Saxon Math. This is lesson 115, writing percents as fractions. It's the second part. Recall that a percent is a fraction with a denominator of 100. We can write a percent in fraction form by removing the percent sign and writing the denominator 100. 50%, remove the fraction sign and then put the denominator as 100. You've got this as a fraction. Now they're equivalent. We then simplify the fraction to lowest terms. If the percent includes a fraction, we usually or actually divide by 100 to simplify the fraction. So in this case, 33 1/3%, and we want it as in lowest terms, and we want it as a fraction. It is simply 33 1/3 divided by 100. We have performed division problems similar to this in problem sets before, so this would just be what it looks like. 33 1/3 divided by 100 is the same as 100 over 3, which is what 33 1/3 is, multiplied by the reciprocal of 100, which is 1 over 100. Then you would notice that 100 will cancel out 100, and you'd be left with 1 times 1 in the numerator and 3 times 1 in the denominator. 1/3 would be the fraction for 33 1/3%. That'd be the reduced fraction. So for example, if we were to convert 3 1/3% to a fraction, we simply have to take 3 1/3 divided by 100, which looks like this. 3 1/3 divided by 100 would be the best way to write that. And then we need to turn this into an improper fraction. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. The denominator would be 3, as we see it is here. And we would multiply by the reciprocal of 100 over 1, which is 1 over 100. So this is the final problem I'm going to use to convert 3 1/3% to a fraction. Now I see that 10 divided by 10 is 1, and 100 divided by 10 is 10. And now I have the numerators being 1 times 1 there and 3 times 10 down here. This would be 1/30th. So 3 1/3% is 1/30th as a fraction. That's all you need to do. All right, let's practice some of those. Let's see how we do. Let's start with letter A here. Convert 66 2/3% to a fraction. So for letter A, let me just put that down here. 66 2/3 divided by 100. That's all you need to remember. Then you can convert that into an improper fraction. I'm going to take 66 times 3 down here. That'd be 18. This would be 18 plus 1 would be 198 then. So this is 198 plus 2, which makes 200. So that's 200 over 3 times the reciprocal of 100 over 1, which is 1 over 100. So just keep that in mind. So now I've got 200 divided by 100 is 2, and 100 divided by 100 is 1. Now all I'm left with is 2 in the numerator and 3 in the denominator, because 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 1 is 3. For letter B, let me place B right here. So if I'm going to do 6 2/3% as a fraction, I need to divide it by 100 again. So that's 6 times 3 is 18 plus 2 makes 20 over 3, because the denominator is 3 here. I'm going to multiply it by the reciprocal of 100 over 1, which is the same as 1 over 100. Remember, this is the same as 6 2/3 divided by 100. And that's like 100 over 1. So you have to multiply by the reciprocal. Okay. Now I have 20 divided by 20 equals 1. 100 divided by 20 equals 5. 1 times 1 is 1 in the numerator. 3 times 5 is 15 in the denominator. My final answer for B should be 1/15. All right, let's do letter C. Convert 12.5% to a fraction. So for letter C, it's again 12.5%, and it's going to be divided by 100, which would be the same as 24 plus 1 makes 25 as the numerator. 25 over 2 times the reciprocal of 100 over 1, which is 1 over 100. When I multiply this out, I could get 25 over 200, or I can recognize that right away this 25 divided by 25 is 1, and 100 divided by 25 is 4. And I just have 1 times 1 in the numerator for 1, and 2 times 4 in the denominator for 8. So this would be 1/8. And for letter D, it says write 14 2/7% as a fraction. So again, 14 2/7% as a fraction is divided by 100. I need to take 14 times 7 to find out what that is. This would be 28. This would be 9. 98 plus 2 makes 100, so that'd be 100 over 7, and this would be times 1 over 100 again. Now I see right away this 100 cancels that 100 out, and all I'm left with is 1 in the numerator, 7 in the denominator. And letter E, your final one, write 83 1/3% as a fraction. Remember, you're dividing it by 100. So in case you've been missing this, it's 83 1/3% divided by 100. That's what that means. So I need to convert 83. I'm going to put 83 times 3 because I need to convert that into an improper fraction. So 83 times 3 would be 9. This would be 24. So 249 plus 1. So that would end up being 250 over 3 as an improper fraction times 1 over 100, because I needed to take times the reciprocal of 100 over 1. So now I can see that this would be, it looks like I can convert this because this would be like dividing by 10 divided by 10. So I'd have 25 up here, 10 down here, and I'd end up with 25 in the numerator, and it looks like 30 in the denominator. And both of those are actually divisible by 5. I could go further than that. So I probably should have, if I would have been smarter about it, I guess I would have just taken that divided by 25. And 25 into that would have been a lot smaller amount. And this would have been 4. But now I see that these are both divisible by 5. I can divide both these by 5 so that I can get it reduced. This would end up being 5, and this would be 6 down here. So 83 1/3% as a fraction is 5/6. All right, that's it for today. Make sure you guys do written practice 1 through 30 again, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night.